Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I am so excited to welcome everyone in here in the PAC, as well as anyone Zooming in other rooms, to our 2021-22 academic year. It is going to be a crazy ride, as you've already seen, because we had hoped the pandemic would be done by this point, or at least mostly done and under control with the herd immunity. And as we all know, that is not the case. So we'll get started. And the first slide did not move. Let's try again. Oh, that's me. So everyone knows I'm Kim Hoffmans. I'm the president of Ventura College. I am starting my 3rd year as president and my 7th year at this wonderful Ventura College, where I really feel like I'm at home with my family. So thank you for such a warm welcome, and thank you for being here. So that's this. So has anybody ever heard of Cash Cab? Yeah. Well, this is Pirate Treasure Taxi. We tried to replicate Cash Cab in the Ventura Pirate Way as we were welcoming people back onto campus a few weeks ago. So we're going to get started and show a video. So if you need closed caption, you can sign into Zoom. It'll be closed caption there. It's not closed caption here, any of our videos. But later we will also post it on the website so that, and when we get everything closed caption, so it'll be available after the presentation too. So thank you and enjoy the video. This is where you'll be answering questions. What year was Ventura College founded? Is that your final answer? Yay! You're close, Sarah. Okay, everybody gets prizes. So you have an orange sheet of paper that you can take this test to, and we'll have prizes at the end.
Our new dean, a trip on the Ventura College treasure taxi. Okay, welcome, Bernard.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining the Ventura College treasure taxi.
I'm excited.
I've got some questions for you, and you could win a prize.
Oh, wow. I'm in.
So the first one's a repeat, but it's been a real tricky one for me.
Okay.
How many total state championships have the Ventura College athletics team won over the years? Total state championships.
Jamie, can you turn the volume up a little bit on the video?
We'll see.
So in my mind, 16 kind of rings a bell. But yeah, I'm going to go with 16.
You're right, it's 16. Nice job. I think we might have picked the right new dean for this.
Okay. We got Brenda B here. You're coming on in. Welcome to the treasure taxi. Please come take a seat.
Yay!
Okay. Brenda B. Where do you work?
Student Health Center.
All right, I have one question to ask you for VC Treasure Taxi. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, let me get you a good one. What was the last VC sports team to win a state championship? A, football. B, women's basketball. C, men's water polo. Or D, women's soccer. Basketball, correct! Woohoo! Woohoo! And you got a stress ball because you
That
knew
was a
it.
stressful insightful question.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Brandon, for playing our game.
Welcome to Ventura College Treasure Taxi. I have Josh with me, one of our great
Hey.
IT specialists that's going to help us out.
All right.
Have a seat. We'll give you a run. Okay, we have wonderful Ventura trivia to see what you may or may not know about our college.
Okay.
All right.
I will look.
So, Ventura College was originally founded as a junior college at Ventura Union High School. What year did the college move to its present location here on Telegraph Road?
You know what? I will say 1960.
That is very close. 1950.
True or false, Ventura College didn't require tuition in 1983. Tuition free. Right, that's a big deal.
What are the official colors of Ventura College? Got it. Good job.
Oh, all right.
And we're gonna let you choose. That's my little black bag.
I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Thank you so much for joining the Ventura College Treasure.
Thank you.
And
This
for
is
joining the pirate ship.
Hey, I'm
We're so happy
excited.
to have you. Thank you for Mark.
Thank you, dude. I appreciate it. Hi, Libby. Welcome to the VC Treasure Taxi.
Hi.
Come on in.
Hi, great.
I'm your new host, and I have some VC trivia for you.
All right.
Are you ready? Now, seriously, Libby, tell me what you do and where you work.
So my name is Libby Fada, and I work at the Student Activities Center office as the Student Activities Specialist.
Awesome. Okay, so Libby, currently, how much is in-state tuition at Ventura College?
$46.
$46 a unit to come into Ventura College. You got a prize.
Oh my God!
Yay! Something you probably don't have, but you probably do have. It's a mask.
Gosh, that's what I needed.
Thank you, Libby. And thanks for being part of the VC Treasure Taxi.
What percentage of Ventura College students attended part-time, less than 12 units a semester? I'm gonna let you pick this.
Part-time, right?
Yes, what percentage of our students were part-time students?
42%.
That is a good guess. A
A
little
little higher?
higher.
70%?
That's perfect. Good answer. All right, thanks, John. And for your prize, here, you'll get a wonderful VC.
All right, yes, I can terrorize Jordan.
Yeah.
What is the newest building on campus? Yep, the Applied Science Center. Okay, more prizes.
Hi, welcome to Ventura College. It's great to see you.
Great, come on into the Ventura College Treasure Taxi, Matt.
Treasure taxi.
Jay, we can give you a ride anywhere you want to go, but first we just need to answer a couple of really important questions. because I know you're involved in United Pathways.
Okay.
How many career and major communities are there at Ventura College? What did we settle on?
Please.
What does the beach acronym stand for?
The beach acronym is our computer lab.
Exactly.
And it does have
I think this is the hardest question.
It does. You are
something,
totally right.
something. I think computers is in
The C is computer.
academic, probably.
Another one is education. You got education. So you're 40% of there. You're going for the best education academic.
That's right.
I've got one more for you.
Somebody
What
really
year?
stretched to come up with that name.
What year was the athletic event main basketball? You're close, but close to Disneyland a little older. You know, oh, so close. 1956. Good enough for a prize. Matt, thank you so much for joining us on the Ventura. A pack full of stickers. Thank you for being a good sport and letting me show you around on our trip to Texas.
All right, Jordan, we got our two newest members of A&R, Savannah and Michael. Here, they're going to come on board to the treasure tax. All right. Go ahead. All right. Welcome to the treasure taxi. Introduce yourself and where you work.
How you guys doing? My name is Mike Hayden, and I work in admissions and records.
All right, and you, Savannah, tell us your name, Savannah.
Hey everyone, my name is Savannah McMichael. I work in the admissions and records office as a student services assistant.
All right, okay, so the treasure taxi today has some trivia questions, kind of like our version of Cash Cow.
Okay, all right.
All right, so Michael, first question for you is, what is the oldest building on campus?
Oh, I'm gonna say the admin building.
It is the ECT. Woo! Whatever you want, man. All right, in fall 2020, what percentage of Ventura College student population was school there?
I want to say growth, so 59%.
59%. Whatever you want. Thank you so much for joining us today, and welcome aboard the DC Pirate Ship.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Welcome back to Ventura College Treasure Taxi. I have Lauren with us, one of our wonderful health students, who's gonna play our game. So Lauren, in fall of 2020, what percentage of Ventura College student population was Latinx? But that's all right. Good try. Can we have the bag? You can. Thank you, Lauren, for playing with the college treasure taxi.
Jamie, glad to see you back on campus. Welcome to the Ventura College Treasure Taxi. You might win a prize today. Got a couple questions.
I'm excited, Jen.
Thank you, Jamie. So here's my first question for you. It's a tough one.
Okay.
How many Ventura College students We've got a lot of super successful students, so it's not a small number. How many do you think?
Like 3,000?
It's a little smaller than
Oh, okay.
that, but it's still a super successful number. You were probably thinking of all of the students who also earned degrees and certificates, which is even larger. Just those who chose to transfer.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
So it's like more like a third of that, maybe somewhere around there. What do you think?
Okay, so 1,000?
Just about, it was 900.
All right.
But you're pretty close. Good job. Good job. Here. You win a prize. You win a prize.
Oh, this is going. This is
You
going.
can have this. I'm gonna let
Oh,
you can have it.
Now, Jamie, wave at everybody. He'll be signing
I'm
autographs
so
later.
excited. Go for the pen.
yes!
Yes.
Thank you. And now we have Raquel de los Santos, who works as director of the Career Center. Raquel, come on board the BC Pleasure Taxi. All right, come on board. Raquel, since you're an alumni of Ventura College, as well as a former cheerleader, you can see your answers in this question.
Okay.
First of all, tell us who you are and where you work.
Raquel de los Santos in the Career Center.
Okay, perfect. All right, Raquel, which high school sent the most students to Ventura College in fall 2020?
I'm gonna go with Ventura.
It was Buena. What is the Ventura College mascot?
It's a pirate.
Yay! Congratulations, Raquel, and you get a prize from the prize jar. All right, thank you very much.
Hi, we have John Ruff, who is going in our Ventura College Treasure Taxi. John manages our basic needs office, and so we have some questions for John so he can win prizes. John, when did the Ventura College first offer you classes in the personal experience?
Probably 1937.
Excellent! Very good again. All right, John, you are a true pirate. Let's see, we've got some prizes. All right, there you go. Thank you for playing Treasure Taxi.
Okay, but before we switch to Greg, he'll be next. I wanted to thank a few people. Please thank Jordan Goebel. He helped us film it. Obviously, these were not paid actors because they were not that good. You couldn't hear us half the time, but anyways. And then I also want to thank Brent Wilson, who helped edit it and make it fun and look good and sped it up and added music. He's fabulous. So Brent Wilson, thank you, thank you. Okay, now you're on your honor system. We have some prizes to hand out. So if you at home, or I mean, not home, if you on your computer or in the other room, get it right, you'll have to let us know and we can try and get you some prizes. But if stand up If you got 8 or more, there were 12 questions. If you got 8 or more of the questions right, stand up. Nobody? Is that Ned? Okay, Ned is standing. You just can't tell. All right, thank you, Ned. Anybody else? Okay, there were 12 questions. 20, oh, I'm sorry, there's 20 questions. Sorry. Okay, Terry got done right too. Okay, so if you got 8 or more questions right, stand. Anybody get more than 8? Okay, how many did you get? 13, wow. Okay, who got over 13 questions right? Okay, well then let's do 8 to 13. Raise your hand and get a prize. And Andrea will kind of toss you a prize. All right, all right, well, thank you. I'm so glad you played our pirate treasure taxi. And now I'm going to hand the microphone over to our chancellor, Dr. Greg Gillespie.
Yeah, thank you, President Hoffmans. And one thing we'll talk about is having you get some go-kart driving lessons, I think. But yeah. But welcome and good morning, everyone, whether you're here in person or here in your office or another location on Zoom. It's great to be welcoming you back. You know, as I stand here, I'm thinking about when's the last time I was in this building with some of you, and 2 years ago. That's a long time. And it's been a very challenging 18 months. And all of you have worked really hard to step up to the challenges that you faced, both in your work life as well as your personal life. And I just want to thank all of you for the many contributions that you've been making and continue to make as we work to serve our students. On Tuesday evening, our Board of Trustees did pass a vaccine mandate. And I really believe this is a needed measure that will add an extra level of safety for our employees and students moving forward. You know, when we think about the last 18 months, there's been some of our employees that have been on our sites all the time, keeping things going. Really appreciate their service through this period. We've had some employees working on site some of the time and remotely at home other times. And we've had some employees working remotely the entire time. And everyone worked hard to continue to contribute and do their jobs well. When you look at this last year, we were still able to successfully serve thousands of students across our community colleges. But the pandemic has had an effect there. When we looked at enrollments this last fall, they were down about 10% compared to the previous fall. When we look at enrollments this fall, they're down about 10% again compared to last year. So the pandemic's having an effect out in our communities and for the students who we're here to serve. I want to commend Ventura College for all the efforts you're taking to help to re-engage students and help students be successful in an online environment and being able to be providing more in-person options for students this fall. A lot of our students are successful in the online environment. Some aren't. And one of our challenges here over the next 3 years is really how do we reestablish and rebuild enrollment? And that will take time. It's not automatically going to turn around, but I know we will continue to need to be creative to look at how we can do that. And I recognize that transitions are hard. When we look back, March of 2020, within 10 days, we transitioned from being here on campus to the majority of employees working remotely. And that had challenges to it. You met the challenge and we did very well. Now we're coming back to more in-person work, adding some in-person instruction, another transition. And again, there's challenges with that. It'd be great if the pandemic was over. It's not. With the Delta variant, we do have more infections occurring, and it's important that we're taking the steps to protect our students and our employees. So since about May, I've been back working in person. We had all of our supervisors and managers come back July 1st, and we've had most of our other employees transitioning back in July, and everyone being back August 2nd. And what we really work to do is to continue to protect the health and safety of everyone. So we're all in here indoors and we're wearing masks. And that's again to help prevent the COVID-19 transition. The current county health orders from Ventura County Public Health strongly recommend mask wearing indoors for everyone. Well, we went ahead and required that because we know that's an effective way to prevent COVID-19 transmission. And again, I think the vaccine mandate will also be an important next step. And public health will be working with all three colleges to have vaccination clinics on our colleges to make that easy for employees and students. So as I mentioned, one of our challenges is working together to build enrollments. Another one of our challenges is to continue the DEI work that all three colleges have started, and we'll be establishing a district-wide committee to support those efforts as well. So as we look at the coming year, again, we're going to have challenges there. And as we think towards spring semester, you'll be building your schedules for spring soon. And we'll be planning to have that look more like pre-COVID than what we've been dealing with during COVID. However, we are going to have a new normal moving ahead, and we need your help in defining that new normal. So for Ventura College, what is going to be the balance of hybrid, online, in-person instruction? How many of our students want to access support services remotely rather than come in? That's something that you can all work together to define, and then we'd want to support with policies and procedures that help you implement a new normal that helps build enrollment back and serves our communities well. So I'm looking forward to the coming year. I mean, it's different. We're here, and that's a good thing. But we want to be here safely and protect the health of everyone. And I want to thank our student health center coordinators for the work they've done through the pandemic, and all of those working with them, conducting the pre-screenings every day. That's been a difficult and ongoing job, and it's going to become even more challenging when, instead of having several hundred students on campus a day, we go to having several thousand. And we have had employees that have said, I can do my job remotely. I don't need to be here. I was supporting students, doing what I needed to do at home just fine. And I don't doubt that. Remote work is an effective and valuable way to get our work done. I also know that we're full service community colleges and a lot of students need us here. So we're working to bring everyone back so that they can then work together in defining our new normal moving ahead. And we will be establishing some procedures, policies around remote work where that would be beneficial to how we serve our students. So again, it's great to see all of you. Welcome, and hope you have a great day and enjoy the start to the new year. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gillespie. We appreciate your warm words of welcome, and we're part of the team to come back. So next, I'd like to introduce you to our new ASVC president, Tony Magana.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you, President Hoffmans, for the introduction. So my name is Tony Magana, and I am the ASVC president for the 2021-22 school year. Here's a picture of me, of my face, without the mask to haunt your dreams or nightmares or whatever. But just a little bit about myself so you guys can get to know me. I'm in my 3rd and final year here at VC. If everything goes to plan, I'll be transferring next year. I am majoring in electrical engineering, and last year I served as the athletics liaison on the board. So moving on, this is our board that we have for the school year. We're really excited about what we're gonna do. We have a lot of unique minds coming together, a lot of great ideas. Here are some pictures that I could, this is our vice president, Alina Zarati. She's over there in the back. Alina, you wanna wave? There you go. Over here, we have David Munoz, our director of administration. Cassandra Torres Ortiz, she is our director of equity and inclusion. Jessica Flores Esquivel, she is our director of clubs and organizations. And then Hiro Wong, our director of finance. So like I said, we have a lot of great ideas, a lot of big things are gonna happen. And some of those big things are coming up pretty soon, like Welcome Back Days, which we're gonna be hosting on Monday and Tuesday. That's gonna be the 16th and 17th. So we're planning on hosting 2 events. We're gonna have it at main campus and East Campus. For main campus, it's going to be from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. And we're gonna have free food from 11 to 1. Round of applause for the free food. Okay. And so then we're gonna be having it at East Campus from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. with free food the entire time from 4 to 6. Then another thing we're going to be having is Student Life Day, which is going to be on September 29th and 30th. The times for that are to be determined. So yeah, that's just a little bit about ASVC. With that, I'd like to hand it back to President Hoffmans. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Tony. I appreciate it. And we love our students. They are such partners in our work here at Ventura College. So thank you. Okay, so next we have Ann Paul King. Ann Paul King, you know, is our executive director of the foundation. And we really appreciate all the work that she does and the whole board of the foundation and everyone to raise funds and to support Ventura College and our students. So here's Ann.
Thank you so much, President Hoffmans. I'm so glad the clicker's here. That's so good. Okay. All right. So, hi. As you heard, good morning. So nice to see some of you here, all safe and distanced. I am Ann Paul King, as you know, as it says up here, I'm the executive director of your Ventura College Foundation. Established 38 years ago, the foundation provides financial support to students in the campus over the arc of the student's college education. So I'd like to share what we did last year. We promoted student success in a number of ways. We supported 228 continuing and transferring students with 400 scholarships totaling totaling $642,000 and $642,758. And we are so proud to continue our yearly support to the Zero Textbook Initiative through our lending library and Jerry Ariano Veterans Resource Center Library. And I'd like to take a moment to really thank our library staff for ensuring that students received this support throughout the pandemic. It was a heavy lift. We also continued our fundraising support for campus programs like basic needs, career education, athletics, and many, many more. Like many organizations, the Ventura College Foundation has had a rough time during COVID. You all know your own experience. In addition to supporting students with our programs, you may know that the foundation runs the weekend marketplace in the east lot of the college's campus every weekend. Prior to the coronavirus, 100% of our operational costs were paid for with vendor rental revenue from the marketplace, which unfortunately was suspended on March 13th and closed for 10 weeks during the spring of 2020. And we operated with reduced vendors for 1 year due to the state and county health mandates. I want to thank you for supporting and investing in the Ventura College Foundation. You made an extraordinary difference. Thank you especially to our donors, our campus leadership, facilities, maintenance, and operations teams, IT, athletics, and campus police for the hours and hours of support behind the scenes so the marketplace could survive and thrive. And as a result, with all this hard work and perseverance, we are fully funded through June 2022. We have 3 sources of income, not just the marketplace for our operations. And we are on very firm footing with our investments as well. Most importantly, we can now support more students now and in the future. Now, I'd like you to hear about the impact on our students because of our generous community scholarship support.
It is my honor and pleasure and immense and deeply felt appreciation for the Ventura College Foundation and the Teaching Scholarship and the IDAKA Scholarship, which are basically going to allow me to complete my degree without worrying about the cost.
I just want to say a quick thank you to the donors of the Nancy Stewart Memorial Nursing Scholarship. It means a lot to my family and I look forward to becoming a registered nurse and serving the community.
I was thrilled to hear of my selection for these 3 scholarships, and I'm tremendously thankful to be your recipient. By awarding me these scholarships, you are allowing me to focus on the most important aspect of school, which is learning.
Hi there. Thank you so much for helping me with my holistic education. I appreciate it.
Hi there, my name is Laura Gonzalez, and I'd like to thank my donors for the Harry J. and Lucille E. Earl Scholarship. I just want to let you guys know I'm super grateful to be a recipient of the scholarship.
My name is Meredith. I wanted to say thank you for choosing me as the recipient of the Lyndon McSherry Ruse Environmental Studies Scholarship and Ventura College Foundation Phoenix Scholarship.
Thank you from the heart for the scholarship. I appreciate it very much, and it will allow me to continue with my artwork recovery. And I appreciate you being on this journey with me financially.
Hi, my name is Roman Becker. I wanted to quickly express my appreciation to the generous donors of my scholarships, which are the Bill Miller Memorial Scholarship, George R. Anderson Memorial Scholarship, John Tallman Memorial Scholarship, and the Miriam and Henry Schwab Memorial Aquatic Scholarships. This is my 2nd year here at Ventura College. It has been a wonderful time. I was just accepted to my first choice school and will help along with scholarships I'll be transferring this fall. Thank you so much for helping me out along the way.
Our students inspire us, don't they? That's why we're here every day. They're the reason we do our work. It's the reason we want to invest in them, because that donor support is an investment that impacts our students every year. So speaking of investment, I want to talk about what you have done through your employee giving. Last year, 107 volunteer college district and foundation employees gave 1,105 donations for a total of $52,986. Extraordinary. Together, we made this happen during a pandemic. I just can't thank you so much for your support. I just can't thank you enough. And it's at this time, no surprise, I would like to invite you to join other employees, donors, and give to the I Give employee giving campaign. Please give from the heart to what makes most sense to you. If you need help determining where to give, please consider Fund for VC and Basic Needs. We are making it easy for you to join today, and here's how. There are two options. You can sign up on your iPhone and text I give, AYEGIVE, to 41444. Step-by-step instructions can be found in the chat if you're on Zoom, and there will also be materials for this entire day available to our entire campus community in a shared drive folder, so you can look for them there. Fill out the form and email your contribution to Julie Harvey at the foundation. Whichever you decide to do, and wherever you decide to give, we would kindly ask for a minimum of $5 if you are committing to a monthly payroll donation or recurring credit card gift. So that's the minimum that we would be so appreciative of. Visit our website, www.venturacollegefoundation.org, for more information. So now I am so excited to announce that together, the Ventura College and Ventura College Foundation will be hosting our inaugural VC Pirates Provide 24 Hours of Giving campaign this spring. We will be hosting an informational meeting in September for individuals, departments, and programs to learn how you might participate and raise funds for your programs. The 24 Hours of Giving fundraiser will start at noon one day and end at noon another, and the official date will be announced soon. So stay tuned. We can't wait to share more information in the coming weeks and to begin our planning together to support the students and programs at Ventura College further. So thank you again on behalf of the Ventura College Foundation Board of Directors, my hardworking staff, and myself. A special thank you to all of you who are current donors. You are true treasures. Thank you for those of you who have made the decision to become a donor to the Ventura College Foundation today as well. And we so appreciate all of you, and thank you all of you for your time and attention to these students whose lives you impact every day. So go Pirates. Arr! Have a great day. Thank you so much for your time.
Okay, I like this part of the program. We are going to welcome our new faculty, classified professional, and managers. And I realize that many of you might not be here in person, but if you aren't, we're still welcoming you virtually. So first, I'd like to ask, who is going first, Seb or Dan? Dan, okay. I would like to ask Dr. Dan Clark to come forward and greet any new faculty. If there are any new faculty that want to come up to the stage, please make your way up here.
If there are, we can welcome you on stage. If they're not, if you're joining us on Zoom, I think it's set up as a webinar, so it makes it difficult to interact and ask questions. So any new full-time, part-time faculty, please come on up. We can welcome you. Yeah, good job. Let's just make lines. Come on up, join me on stage. Did we get lost over there? Okay, come on up. Make a line in the front so we can all see you. Welcome to those of you who are on Zoom. I'm sorry we can't acknowledge you in person. I tried to think of some interesting questions to ask, so get to know you questions. And instead of so what I'm going to do is ask you to introduce yourselves. Let me know what department you're in. And then my get to know you fun question in honor of the Olympics that just ended is tell me either the Olympic event you think you would be best at or worst at.
Hi, I'm Grant Jones. I'm a new part-time faculty with the business division. And yeah, thank you. Yeah, be all over. And I think I would probably do okay with the snowboarding. Yeah, I think I would do okay there. So thank you.
Hi, I'm Diana Davis. I'm a new adjunct faculty in the biology department, and I'm going to go with what I would be worst at in the Olympics, which would be synchronized swimming. I can't imagine holding my breath and working that hard at the same time.
I'm Angela Madsen. I'm also part-time in the biology department, and I'm a distance runner, so I would pick that for the Olympics.
So my name is Lehigh Lazo, and I'll be working with nursing department, and I would suck at snowboarding.
I'm Jeremiah Glass. I'm new full-time in paramedic studies. Probably baseball or the newest sport, breakdancing.
Hi, my name is Stuart Sam, and I'm teaching at the construction technology department. And just to kind of, there's some rumors going around that I'm actually 91 years old. It's not true. But I think on the Olympic side of it, I would go for the popcorn eating.
Hi, my name is Sam Simmons. I'm an adjunct in the business department, new hire. And since I used to run the 1500 meters, then I think that might be the best, even though it still wouldn't be good.
Hi, I'm Nell Papavasiliou, and I'm a new engineering instructor. Yay! And probably the Olympic sport I'd be worst at is skateboarding because I have an 11-year-old son and I've tried it.
All right, let's hear for our new faculty. Woohoo! All right, welcome, welcome. So we'll have you leave. Okay, next I'd like to invite the Classified Senate President, Sebastian Steviot, to the stage. Am I getting better on your name, Seb?
Thank you. Welcome. I would like to do the same thing, but I'm not sure if we've got any new staff in the audience, do we? If we do, who says yes? Please come join me.
We're giving out pins, Ventura College pins to our new employees. So if you aren't here in person, come by the president's office and we'll get you one.
I guess when Kim changed offices, I forgot how to assist her. Awesome. So if anyone is on Zoom and you're new, welcome. I know it's been a strange year to join the pirate crew. So I look forward to meeting with you eventually and obviously welcoming you to our Senate. We can go ahead and do the same thing that Dan did, but I'll twist a little bit differently. I watched a newscast the other day and they were saying that about 60% of men think that they could actually compete successfully in an Olympic sport compared with 20% of women, I think it was. So I'm going to say, and we've got 2 men and 2 women. So, and I'll ask this question of you. What is the Olympic sport that you think you'd be the best at in terms of actually competing and winning? And go ahead and introduce yourself.
How you guys doing? My name is Mike Hayden. I got hired as an A&R technician, and the sport that I honestly think I would be great at is rhythmic gymnastics.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Savannah McMichael. I'm Ventura College's newest student services assistant in the admissions and records office.
Thank you, thank you. I would probably be the best at soccer. Yeah.
Hello, my name is Oscar Quintero. I am the new lab technician in the automotive department. I would probably also say soccer. Not sure if I would be good, but that would be the main one for me.
My name is Amanda Picard, AKA Captain Picard of the Little Pirates, and I am the new supervisor at the Child Development Center. Yay. Considering I am a former D1 basketball athlete, I think being on the basketball team would probably be my thing. So, yeah.
I have this feeling that everyone here feels like they'd be pretty competitive, actually, right? So maybe those statistics aren't as accurate as they purported to be. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome. As I said, I look forward to seeing you at our classified Senate meetings if you're able to join. And obviously, we're hoping, as Kim said at the beginning, that this year will be a little bit different for us and a little bit more normal for you. And you can see what we're all about here on campus. So thank you and welcome.
All right, so next we're going to introduce our administrator. So if you're a new manager, please come up. I see a few. Come on, come on, come on. And Kathy Bajorkas is going to be part of the introduction. So I'm going to hand the mic over to her.
Kim could have probably done it too, but I always enjoy this, so I thank her for letting me. So we have a lot of great new additions to our management team. Come on up, guys. All the way. Not shy. Kim will give you a little pin. And what happened to Bernard? All right, so we'll just follow suit. So you can say what Olympic sport you think you would be best at or worst at. For me personally, I can tell you I'd be worst at everything. So if you give your name, your title.
Hi, good evening, everyone, and everybody on Zoom. Hi, Sulen Rubalcaba, your Director of Marketing and Outreach. And I actually would add a new sport because I love dancing and I think that's a sport, salsa dancing.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Boglarka Kish. I'm the new Dean of English, Math, the Tutoring Center, and the LRC. And I would really suck at boxing because I don't like to hit people.
Hello, everybody. My name is Melissa Bowen. I am the new Tutoring and Supplemental Support Supervisor. I think I was actually supposed to be in the last group, so. Okay, so I'm going to pick what sport I would be best at, and nobody knows the sport exists. It's super secret. So, only a select few people know about this, but I would be best at pub trivia. Gold medal winner all the way.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Leticia Canales, and I'm the newest Dean of Student Services. And I'm actually, I would be worse at swimming because I don't know how to swim. So that would be my worst one. So anyway.
Thank you, Leticia. Hello, everybody. My name is Jesus Vega. Old face, new position. I'm the other Dean of Student Services here at Ventura College. And I guess if you look at me, probably track and field. It would be the worst. Yeah. And hey, everybody on Zoom.
So I just want to also let you know we have one more new dean with us. His name is Bernard Gibson, and unfortunately he had to step away. But he is the new dean over, and I apologize if I missed something, athletic, kinesiology, health, and performing arts. I think I got them all. So thank you, all of you.
And Bernard was in the video if you caught that. Okay, so next we're going to move on to our awards. Hold on, let me grab the clicker thing. Okay, Dan's got it. And we're going to start with the Academic Senate Awards and Dan Clark.
All right, so to prevent it being awkward from the Zoom people being honored versus if people are in person, let's just silent or out loud if you're at home on your computer or if you're in here, you can clap, but let's just recognize them They don't need to come up here, but we'll just recognize them as they come. So the Academic Senate gives 4 awards from faculty to other faculty. And then occasionally I, the Senate President, or whoever is the Senate President at the time, can give an award for merit. So we have five awards this time. And like last time, I'm going to give a little guessing game at first. So service to students is the first one. Faculty were able to nominate each other via email, and they wrote little reasons for nominating their fellow faculty. Here's one: because of their ability to take point and lead blank into existence, blank many students have been asking for and desiring for a long, long time. So the Service to Students Award was given to, ooh, it's a very dramatic pause since the clicker's not working. Rubicella Gamboa. So let's give Rubicella a hand. Next award is Service to Faculty. Because of outstanding work with blank and because they organized an outstanding year of blank. So that's pretty generic. So this could be all faculty. So the award faculty gave for service to faculty is awarded to Colleen Coffey and Cami Algier. So let's give them a hand. Because of their work leading Faculty Academy, in brackets I editorialized a little bit, the award-winning Faculty Academy, as well as for the professional development work they've done. So thank you, Colleen, and congratulations, Colleen and Cami. Next award, Service to College. Because for 21 years now, they've been active, engaged, and dedicated colleague, even when it would have been very easy to simply teach and attend a few meetings here and there. They have been deeply involved up through blank. They have set the bar high. 21 years might be a clue. Service to College Award was given by faculty to Kelly Pinato. So let's say thank you. Congratulations to Kelly. Third or fourth award out of 5 is the Service to Community. So because of tireless support, all through the pandemic, continued to organize online activities, including panel sessions, employed all over the US, careers, guest speakers, student research reports, monthly basis, internships. So the Service to Community, whoever this is, did a good job of connecting students to the community. The award for Service to Community goes to Dan Walsh for his work with the EOSO Club. I saw an email from Dan yesterday for more stuff that EOSO Club is actively doing. So good, congratulations to Dan. Final award, Senate President Award for Merit, because of continuing heroic support to all college faculty during blank. And the awardee was nominated in nearly every category. They're familiar across the entire campus. The award for merit, which technically I give, but they were nominated in a lot of the categories, goes to the DE3. Two-peat, they won twice in a row. So congratulations, Sharon, Ali, and Matthew Moore for all your heroic efforts. Congratulations to all the faculty awardees.
Great, that's fabulous. Thank you, Dan. And wow, our DE3 are amazing. I echo all those applause. Okay, next I'd like to ask Seb to come back up and present the Classified Senate Awards.
I've actually used this clicker before. I hope I don't click the wrong way, right? Simple enough. Can everyone hear me? Apparently I was a bit quiet on Zoom earlier. So this is kind of difficult, to be honest. We have a similar system. We ask for nominations and I get together as an executive board and try to kind of choose based on those. And I think this year, more so than any other year, was particularly difficult because I think the 3 individuals that we've chosen to recognize, who were nominated to be recognized, span the categories, all 3 of them. And I think the work that they did was really instrumental for students, for classified, and for the college as a whole. And so I think that was one of the things we struggled with the most was actually picking individuals for categories. So I just wanted to preface that to say that all 3 of these are true rock stars. So on that note, clicking right, nope, clicking left. Nope, then extra. So one final round of applause for our faculty. Well, I should say faculty and DE3, my apologies. So our Classified Professional Service Awards, here we are. So our first one, we have Service to Students. This might not come as much of a surprise, but our recipient was Libby. And Libby's our student activity specialist. But you know, she has been so key in getting our students engaged in our college processes, in our events, getting their input and feedback incorporated into the initiatives we're working on, whether it be guided pathways or other committees. And so again, as I said in the beginning, you know, it's a service to students, but Libby, you rock. You keep this you know, ship going forward, and you keep our students on board. So thank you, Libby. For service to college, again, you know, over the last year, this individual took upon a hefty responsibility and in playing a really key role in keeping us safe. And so I think it's classified. Oh, I jumped one. I'm going to go back. So service to college. Still rings true what I just said. Over the last year, this individual is actually one of those that Kim referenced and Greg referenced in the beginning, that was here kind of tirelessly on a weekly basis, if not daily, to make sure that things were moving along in our fiscal department, to make sure that our students were being served in the student business office, opening up the window on the outside during the kind of heights of the pandemic to make sure that students still had access to drop off forms or whatever else it was. And so, drum roll, please, Lisa Smith. And I'm sorry, I don't see Lisa here. If you are here, I blame the lights, even though they're not that bright. I'm fibbing a bit. So Lisa, again, thank you. Like I said, you were a trooper. I know you were here. You were making our campus safely accessible to individuals who needed to either drop things off, pick things up, and again, just keep the ball rolling. And so then finally, as I was saying, this individual played a key role in really keeping us safe and keeping safety at the forefront of the conversations, working behind the scenes to make sure that our student health center had what they needed, to make sure that our processes for contacting individuals if they were exposed potentially, or working to set up our screening. And so again, spanning across all the categories, but service to classified professionals, we recognize Adriana Parsons. And Adriana is our college nurse. And so again, we do have 3 little certificates, and you'll also be receiving a plaque from the Senate, but a big, big thank you. You're superstars, you're rock stars, and we couldn't do it without you. So thank you.
Thank you, Seb. Wow. Yes, I'm sure it was difficult to choose, but you made very good choices. So congratulations to all of our classified professionals. All right. So the next part of our program is talking about our themes. So we've had some reoccurring themes that have occurred at Ventura College. And these are kind of, I would say, lifelong themes. They're not going to go away anytime soon. So when I started my presidency over 2 years ago, I really thought that there was a lack of trust, transparency, and we didn't celebrate our successes. So we've started down that path. We have several events every year, coffees with Kim's, captain's chats, et cetera, and we have our Socktacular at Christmas. We're having our, at the end of the year, recognition of our retirees. I mean, things that we need to do to stay together and be on the same page. So we're going to continue those themes, and those will never end because we're always trying to build that trust and transparency and celebrate our successes, because we are Ventura College. We are the flagship. We are great, and we have a great purpose. And this mask keeps slipping down. Okay, then last year we added a new theme, and this was really near and dear to everyone's heart. because we were really moving into an era of looking at Ventura College and our trajectory in anti-racism. So we came up with an initiative, being on the side of anti-racism, and SIDE stands for social justice, inclusion, diversity, and equity. And this is where we want to stand. At the beginning of every year and at the end of every year, you kind of reflect what went well, what didn't go well, and how can we continue to improve? We're always about continuing to improve. I know that you do it in your classroom, you do it in your workspace, in your office. We're trying to improve because our students deserve the best, our best. And so let me show you. As we're looking through that looking glass, what are we seeing? Are we at our best? Is Ventura College at our best? Here's some success rate numbers. Our success rate in 2021 for our students of color, our Black students, and our Hispanic students did not succeed in their courses at the same rate as our white and Asian students. That's a problem. That's a problem we have to fix. We need to help support our students to make sure that they come to Ventura College and they succeed in their goals. And it takes every single one of us to make that happen. Thank you. It's a journey that we all have to take, and we have to do it together, because I know that's what we want, and that's why we're here. Okay, more statistics. So degrees completed, certificates, and transfer within 6 years. Our males are not succeeding at the same rate as our females. What can we do to help our male students? What kind of barriers do we need to break down in order for them to achieve at the same rates as their female peers? So those are the kind of things that we need to look at when we're looking in the mirror and making adjustments to how we're doing our business. More with degrees, certificates, and transfer. We're going to look at ethnicity. So we've got our Black and Hispanics, again, our students of color that are not succeeding at the same rate. What can we do? What barriers can we break down? What support can we increase to help these students be successful? Last one, our first generation students and our not first generation students are not successfully completing their degrees, certificates, and transferring at the same rates. Our first generation students aren't college going. They don't have that role model of what to do and how to navigate a complex system of education. So that's why we're here. Ventura College is here for them. So as we look in the mirror, I'm a person that believes that you have to identify a problem in order to improve upon it. And so when I was looking at the mirror, through the mirror, this is what I found. And it breaks my heart. Ventura College is a racist institution. Now, we have to identify our problems in order to correct them. And so that's why I put this statement here. We have systems in place. We have barriers that we put up. Not that we did anything intentionally. I do honestly believe that every single person is here because we care about our students. We care about our community and we want to make it better. But I think that we've lived in this environment for so long that we don't realize what those barriers are or what support is needed for our students to get them over that finish line. This is critical. We have to do this together. So what are we going to do? This last year, we all read, hopefully, and we still have more books if you're interested in it, How to Be an Anti-Racist by Abram Kendi. His book was very profound. A lot of groups had some book clubs. In admin council, we discussed it every week, and we really some people laid their hearts on the line. And it really is challenging because when we're doing these kind of initiatives, such as a one book, one campus, it re-injures our colleagues of color because they're reliving stories and reliving incidents in their mind that made them feel uncomfortable. So I apologize if this was a challenging last year, but it's going to continue to be challenging because here's some of Abram Indy's quotes. His last chapter, chapter 18, talks about, compares racism to a cancer. So with my nursing background, this chapter really appealed to me because it helped me understand racism even better. And he says, pain is usually essential to healing. So it's going to be painful. We're going to continue to go through these growing pains. When it comes to healing America of racism, we want to heal America without pain. But without pain, there is no progress. So thank you for undergoing this painful journey with me and everyone else, your colleagues, to make it better. Another quote, racism is one of the fastest spreading and most fatal cancers humanity has ever known. It is hard to find a place where its cancer cells are not dividing and multiplying. So hopefully you know me by now. I tend to be a cup half full person on the positive side. So I really like this last quote. Once we lose hope, we are guaranteed to lose. It's kind of like if you don't try, you're guaranteed to fail, right? But if we ignore the odds and fight to create an anti-racism world, then we give humanity a chance to one day survive, a chance to live in communion, a chance to be free, forever free. So that's the hope we're striving for. And I appreciate you being on this journey with me. So finding our path forward, here are some of the things that we're taking on this year at Ventura College. So we started this last year, revising our mission, making sure that it still espoused our desire and our vision. And so we're going to be firming that up this fall semester. We are waiting to hear back. We signed up to be part of USC's Equity Institute. We were on a wait list. They called us and said they had an open spot. We jumped on it, but we haven't heard back from them. So fingers crossed that we're going to be able to use their assistance to really examine Ventura College and how we are serving our students. I also, I'm starting a President's Advisory Committee. Anybody's welcome to join. I have asked for the consulting services, blah, 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 of Regina Standback Stroud. She is an expert in the field of equity, and I'm really looking forward to, she's going to work with our Student Success Committee, our Guided Pathways Committees, and the President's Advisory Committee. So I'm really excited to have her support. We have faculty that have been working all summer going through a curriculum audit, a cultural curriculum audit. Jennifer's going to tell you more about that. We're looking forward to working with our classified professionals. They've already started their Caring Campus initiative, and that is going to also help support our students in creating a warm, welcoming environment for anyone and everyone. So, and more to come. So next, I'm going to invite Jennifer Kausbeck-Getz, our Vice President of Academic Affairs, to talk about some of the side work we've done in academia.
Thank you, Kim. I don't need to. Good morning, everyone. It's good to see those of you who are here, and hello to those of you who are Zooming in. We have a lot of work to do in academic affairs to get on the side of anti-racism, the side of anti-ableism, the side of equity in general. I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the things that we're doing, that we were doing last year, and that we're going to continue this year in the area of academic affairs. And I'll start with saying that I get to be the person who talks about it, who's the cheerleader regarding all of these activities and who advocates for them. But these activities are faculty-led and faculty-driven, which is absolutely essential for them to become a part of our campus culture and community. So one of the first things that I'll point out is that we had the opportunity last year to create an ethnic studies department. We have
we have an ethnic studies chair of that department. And in a matter of minutes or days, we're just counting until we have the opportunity to introduce to you our new ethnic studies faculty member, full-time faculty member. So we're excited and just waiting to get final word on that. Also, some of the things that we have been doing in this, in the area of SIDE that Kim talked about also align really well with our student equity plan. In our equity plan, we talk about that we will include equity-focused professional development that assists in developing culturally responsive teaching practices. So one of the things that we've done in that area, we began over the spring and summer and will continue throughout the year, and Kim mentioned it a little bit, is our cultural curriculum audit and revision project. You'll hear your faculty colleagues talking about CCAR. That's what they're talking about. It's one of the ways that we're investing in faculty professional development, and our faculty champions who you can talk to if you're interested in learning more are Heather Aguilar and Jenna Garcia. Also, we have done a lot at Ventura College for years and continue to do a great deal in the area of ZTC. We have all these acronyms. ZTC refers to zero textbook cost, which can include OER, another acronym, open educational resources. Those are free resources, but it's not only OER. We have a lot of faculty who have created their own content that make classes ZTC. We also have a phenomenal lending library, and we do a lot of our ZTC by working collaboratively with the lending library that has been significantly supported by the foundation. And at this point for fall, 42% of the Ventura College classes are ZTC. I'm pausing because that's something to really applaud about. I don't know the data, but I suspect we have more ZTC courses proportionately than any college in the state, and that number keeps growing. I'm hoping that we get past the 50% point. One of the reasons this is important is that we know nationally more than 60% of all students cannot afford their textbooks. So they don't purchase them. They cross their fingers and they hope they can get through your classes without their books. At Ventura College, we've done things through ZTC to ensure that they will have access to that content through the library, through the content faculty have created, or through OER that they've selected, so that that is not a barrier for them, so that hopefully some of those success rates that President Hoffman's pointed out can be changed and moved in the direction that we know they need to go into. And we will be investing in more professional development opportunities with our faculty this year to bring up the numbers of ZTC courses at the campus. Additionally, also in our equity plan, we talk about investing funding to compensate faculty for equity-driven professional development. I've talked about 2 opportunities. I'll share one more. In addition to CCAR and the ZTC initiatives, faculty have the opportunity to align their courses with the California Virtual Campus rubrics, or CVC, because of course we have to have yet another acronym for you to try to keep track of in the alphabet soup that we work within. By aligning your course, your online courses, to the CVC rubric, you learn to be more engaging and more interactive online. Also, at our campus, our team has integrated an equity rubric within the CVC rubric that already included a significant section of accessibility or ADA compliance, but also integrated a pretty well-known rubric called the Peralta Equity Rubric for online courses. So for those of you who decide to align your online courses, we're investing in that professional development with you, and you will have the opportunity to create really engaging, interactive, equity-driven online courses. We know that online is here to stay. We knew that before the pandemic. We're seeing that students are really wanting to take at least some of their classes online still, not post-pandemic, mid-pandemic, but we know that it will continue post-pandemic. And our faculty champion and lead for that is Meg Phelps. So for those of you who want to see how you can align with this initiative, please reach out to Meg Phelps. I didn't mention our faculty champions on ZTC. For those of you who are interested in learning more about ZTC in the lending library, you'll want to reach out to Linda Kennedy and Peter Setzi. Also, providing instructional support through increased tutoring is mentioned on our student equity plan. And this year we will be investing in nearly doubling the tutoring hours that we have, and really thoughtfully thinking about who's engaging in that tutoring and investing more in the professional expert tutoring side of the house. We have a lot of peer tutors that assist our students. We're also looking to hire many more tutors that are professional tutors that can support our students in all of the areas in which you teach, and especially in the areas in which we know they struggle. Tutoring supervisors excited about that. Also, in the last thing I will mention of the many things that we're doing as a campus in this area of working on the side of anti-racism, our equity plan says that we need to develop, support, and promote a culturally proficient ESL, ELL program. One of the things that we've been doing this past year that you probably haven't heard as much about because it's behind the scenes work at first is really re-envisioning the Ventura College ESL program. We have brought on a research team so that we could learn things about the community that we haven't been able to figure out for some time. I know we had a flourishing and incredibly successful ESL program in the past. In the past few years, we haven't seen that enrollment. So to learn from the members of the community, we brought on a research team and we have deployed them into the community. They've done in-depth interviews. Last week, they did focus groups. We would only work with them if they would use native language speakers in doing this work. So they hired native language speakers to meet with members of the community in Fillmore, in Santa Paula. And we are working to re-envision our ESL program so that we can appropriately serve the very many people that we have that want and need ESL, relevant ESL education in Santa Paula, Fillmore, Satakoy, Ojai, Piru, et cetera. And so we're really excited to do that re-envisioning work, and you will hear much more about that this year. There is a lot of work for us to do in the area of academic affairs. It's probably work that is never ending, but I'm really thrilled to have the opportunity to tell you a little bit about some of those activities and look forward to working with you all on all of these projects and others as we work on the side of anti-racism this upcoming academic year. Now I'm going to bring on stage our Vice President of Student Affairs, Dr. Damian Pena.
Thank you, Dr. Getz. Thank you. Good morning and welcome, everyone. It is great to see everyone in Zoom land, everybody in the other areas, as well as the people that are here. I see smiling faces. Do you notice how you've been able to really notice who people are by their eyes? Like, I know that is our faculty recipient right there, Professor Rubicela Gamboa there. Congratulations once again, Rubicela. I am here to talk a little bit about how Student Services and Student Affairs has been working very closely with our SIDE initiative. And we've done a couple of things that I want to highlight and share with the campus community about some of the efforts that we've been able to make. I am completely honored and thrilled and humbled by the fact that our Student Affairs and our Student Services teams pivoted dramatically when we went to online services. And they did that very, very quickly with the students in mind, with the intent of making sure that they meet the students where they're at. And they have been able to do that continually as we transition back into in-person. So we have taken with us the lessons learned from the things that we do so well and that we learned to do well with our online services. And we are continually doing that to meet students where they're at by now offering in-person services as well as virtual and online services to our students in all of our areas. It's important to us in this transitional year to make sure that we let no one fall through the cracks and remind ourselves that no pirate walks the plank here at Ventura College, because we want to provide everything that they need in order to be successful for our students. And you've seen the statistics that Dr. Hoffman has provided for us. That should stay in our mental Rolodex so that we remember those things when we are providing new initiatives to meet the needs of our students. Another initiative that we took part in very heavily this year was our call campaigns. Through Pirates Cove and the work of Alex Yepes, we were able to connect with communication assistants, both in English and in Spanish, to call students, to make touch points with students, to text students, to tell them about the different opportunities and resources, to let them know that if you got an F or a D or a W, and it was during COVID and there was an opportunity for you to not have that affect your GPA or your financial SAP, then we wanted to make sure that we let them know about the EW. We wanted to tell them about the $805, and we'll talk a little bit about that in a second. But if we had a student who was enrolled in spring 20, summer 20, fall 20, but didn't come to us in spring 21, we called them to make sure that we let them know to come and register, that VC is here for them, and we want to welcome them back to the 805 with $805 in their pocket. We also let students know about registration, different events that we've been able to have on our campus. So we are going to continue to do that high touch in the language of their choice to make sure that we connect our students and we have a sense of engagement with them, because we know that students are more likely to be engaged and successful in college if there is a touch point with an individual from the campus. And we do that very, very well here, from our custodial staff to our groundskeepers, to our faculty, to our student services agents. And I'm so thrilled that we have that as part of our philosophy. Another great thing that we have that I get to brag about is under the leadership of Tatiana Lawler, they created a small task force, created a plan to redesign Student Connect and make it a one-stop welcome center called the Compass. And so we are very excited that that proposal has gone to Guided Pathways for their direction and their input and their recommendations, so that we can truly create a one-stop shop to meet the students where they're at and provide an opportunity for them to be successful in a centralized location to welcome them aboard the VC pirate ship. And last but not least, I want to talk about the amazing financial resources. Many of you have seen my emails throughout the course of the year. You know me, I want to make sure that we share with the campus community the amazing opportunities or events or programming or information to share to your students. I sent you an email last week with a design of a little piggy bank with all the amazing financial resources. Any student who is enrolled in 6 units or more this fall will get $1,000. $1,000 in their pocket that is not affected by their financial aid award. How amazing is that? We're not doing parking this year. We're not doing parking. As I told you, we do the welcome back to the 805. We're paying for their payment plan fee for $15 for them to enroll in a payment plan. We want to make sure that we provide resources to our students to remove some of those barriers, to erase the equity gaps, so that we can make sure that we give them everything that they need in order to be successful. You know, I went to a retreat recently, and the USC Equity Institute, which we're waiting for them to give us a call back. And the speaker said, you know, we talk a lot about cultural competence, but what it truly is cultural humility. That is reminding us that there is still a lot that we have to learn. And I'm very excited to say that Student Affairs and Student Services, there is a lot that we are learning right now about how we can assist students, and this resilient and creative team of educators are doing their darndest to make sure that they're meeting the students where they're at. Thank you so much. And I will now defer to Kathy Bajorquez, our Vice President for Business and Administrative Affairs Services.
Hi, and hello everybody out there on Zoom. So some of you may be wondering how my division, administrative and business services, aligns with our side initiative. But really what my division does, the whole focus of my division in all its different ways, is about aligning our resources to our priorities, which reflect our commitment to social justice, inclusion, diversity, and equity. So I like to think everything we do in the end deals with serving our students, right? And making sure that their needs are met. So as part of that aligning, I just want to start really quick with our facilities. And I want to just acknowledge and thank that our facilities maintenance and operation department and our IT department have been here throughout the pandemic. I know all of us have been working hard wherever we have been working, but really, I just want to thank them for all their efforts and everything they've been doing to try to make sure that we're ready when the students come on Monday. And I think they've done an excellent job. So I just would like to thank them. Okay. So another way we align our resources is for our students. So Jennifer already mentioned that we have our textbook loaning program, but we've also instituted and started during the year a Chromebook, laptop lending. We have hotspots. We have our pop-up pantries that we're providing resources, and we're really trying to remove those barriers to give the students what they need when they need it. We're going through a facility master plan, which I'll talk more about in a minute, but as part of that master plan, we've been looking at opportunities to expand our East Campus, through program and through physical space, in order to meet the needs of our Santa Clara Valley residents and to support them in the things they need. Also through the facility master plan, we're exploring the opportunity for a multicultural center on our campus. We're getting feedback and information and ideas from our campus community, including our students. And we're really excited that that's going to be part of our plan. So talking about the facility master plan, I'm just going to go to that one. Yeah, it worked. Okay. So we're in the process of developing a facility master plan. Last fall, we started the process with the request for proposals, and we got many firms that submitted proposals. It was great to have such a good choice of companies. We have a facility master plan work group that is made up of members of faculty, staff, classified professionals, and administrators. They vetted all of those proposals. We invited several firms to present to us. From that, we invited a couple back to have an additional interview to solidify it. And we went with a company named Steinberg Hart. So we then, this past spring, we had been in the information gathering process. So Steinberg Hart, spring and into early summer, held a number of meetings, 12 meetings with various constituents. It included students, it included community, it included committees, the senates throughout campus. In addition to that, we provided 2 campus-wide opportunities for anyone to participate in so that we could get your input. And we've had 3 surveys, one for faculty, one for classified professionals, and one for students. So we've kind of completed that initial information gathering process. The Steinberg Hart is working on analyzing that information. They meet at least monthly with the facility management team, or work group, and then they meet weekly with the management, a little core team of that weekly. So they've been working on that. So right now, as they're analyzing the information, we have one more opportunity for some input, and then they're going to offer opportunity to provide input on suggestions. So basically, they're taking all of this input. We're going to have a sustainability workshop September 8th. So if that is an area that you are interested in, I really ask you to please keep an eye out for the email with the date and the time. I think it's on the VC Master calendar. And please participate in that if that's an area of interest you have. So then we're going to have all of that, and then Steinberg Hart will start a process of having, again, meetings, but this time they'll have narrowed it down to some options. And we'll go through the process of getting the community input on all the different options. And once that is then completed, they will complete our facility master plan. We're anticipating it should be completed in January. And then at that point, we submit it to the Board of Trustees for approval. And then that facility master plan will guide our decision-making as far as our facility and landscape here at the campus and at the East Campus over the next 5 to 10 years. So just keep an eye out for it. We really want everyone's input and they have come up with wonderful options based on all the input in areas that, some of us would not be able to think of. So it's that wonderful ability of everyone's input that generates more ideas and that growth and that energy that happens with it. So please, I know you'll be busy, but participate in our facility master plan this fall. Thank you.
Okay, all right, so we're to the current, well, what was this part called? Current topics or general updates. And y'all look like you might be squirming in your seats. So we have a short video on the healthy return to campus. So why don't you stand up during this time and, stretch out. We're all need to be healthy. So hello, Pirates. I'm Kim Hoffmans, president of Ventura College, and I am really excited to welcome you to our beautiful campus. Whether you are a new pirate or you've been here a while, we have put many measures in place to help keep you safe, such as screening and wearing wristbands. I am really excited to help you back on campus, and I look forward to seeing you soon.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Kalpsbeck-Getz, the Vice President of Academic Affairs at Ventura College. This year, we will have classes that meet 100% in person. We'll have some hybrid classes that meet a bit in person and a bit online. And we will also have several classes that are 100% online to meet our students where they're at. We will also be making adjustments throughout the semester to add more sections of any of those types, in person, hybrid, or online, as we see what our students want. It's all about the students this year, and we're looking forward to seeing everyone.
Hi, I'm Kathy Pahorkis, Vice President of Business and Administrative Services here at Ventura College. We want to welcome you back to a safe return to campus. All of our buildings are Cal OSHA and CDC guideline compliant, and we are busy getting them ready for your return. We're also going to have increased cleaning schedules for our restrooms and common areas. We're looking forward to your return. Welcome back to campus.
Hey, Ventura College students. My name is Enrique Rodriguez. I'm a health screener here at Ventura College. So some tips that I have to make the screening process a lot easier is one, first download the app. The app is called MyBCCCD. It's available on the App Store, on the Play Store as well. And once you download the app, I recommend you signing in with your portal information, then doing the daily screening form every day if you're coming to campus. You should get a yellow or green or a blue pass. Once you have that pass, you can go to one of the locations on our campus, show us the pass, and we'll give you a cutter wristband. We'll be having 3 on-site locations for screening. One of them will be a drive-through located at the East Law off of Bay Road and Telegraph. The other 2 will be walk-ups. One of them located at the Applied Science Center, and the other one located at the Athletic Event Center. If you don't have the ability to download the app or you don't have your smartphone with you, we also have Chromebooks where we can check you in manually. So please go to one of the screening sites on our campus. For the screening purposes, we recommend that you come to campus a little bit earlier before your classes in order to give us enough time to check you in. So if you have the app on your phone, once you enter the buildings, look for the QR codes located at the doors, and that QR code will let us know what building you entered, just in case we need to do contact tracing.
This is Mary Jones. I'm the coordinator of the Student Health Center at Ventura College. I'm also a nurse practitioner, so I have been in the process of working with students who have been affected by COVID-19 from the very beginning. If you check symptomatic or that you've been exposed, you can expect a phone call from either myself or Adriana Parsons, the nurse here at the center. If you push a button by mistake, don't feel bad. We'll still call you and we can correct it for you. But what is most important in everything that you do is that you continue to wear your mask indoors. For those of you who have been vaccinated, we still are requiring you to wear the mask for the safety of yourself as well as the others. For those of you with a medical exemption, you will be speaking with me or Adriana Parsons to verify that you are medically exempt. But always think of the greater good of everybody around you. So if you're on the fence, be vaccinated.
Just like the rest of you, I'm excited to be back here on campus. Let's follow the rules so we can stay safe.
My name is Dr. Damian Peña. I'm your Vice President for Student Affairs here on campus. For letting you know that we have all of our Pirate student services available for you where you're at. So that means that if you want to come onto campus and have an in-person appointment, make sure you go through the screening, you get one of your wristbands, and you show that to the person at the door to allow you the opportunity to meet with somebody in person on our campus. Meeting you where you're at means that we're also providing virtual and online appointments for all of your student services needs. We want to make sure that we provide everything for you that you'll need in order to be successful on your journey here at Ventura College.
Welcome back to campus.
Okay, so that was a video we put together for employees to get them through the screening process. So next, one of the things that is really prevalent, unfortunately, in community college right now and in other industries is cybersecurity issues. You've heard about colleges having their data held hijacked, right? And you have to pay in order to get it back. So there are things that we can do as a college together to try and prevent that and keep our information safe. So Grant Jones has graciously agreed to help us in that journey to keep data safe. So Grant, if you don't mind coming out.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I think I know everyone here, but Grant Jones, I'm the IT director for the campus. So thanks for coming in today and listening to our talk. I'd like to, talk a little bit, as Kim says, about information security, awareness, best practices. Oh, I've got to get on stage where they can see me. Sorry. There we go. A little better. Yeah, so we're going to kind of go through some of the steps that we all can take to help keep our campus and our district safe. As Kim mentioned, there's a lot of ransomware attacks out there right now. So, several of our other sister colleges have been hit by these kind of ransom attacks, and it's not good when that happens, right? It locks the computers. You've got to pay some fees to get that back. So we never want to get into a position where we have to do that. Really, the first line of defense with any of these attacks is everyone out here, and including myself. We're the first line of defense from keeping this happen. We can't click on links that just come in randomly, other things. So we'll go through a couple, steps here that might be able to help us down that road. So, why is this important? Well, we kind of described that, right? We don't want to be in a position where we are attacked, we get our computers locked, or maybe our data is compromised at some point. So we've got to do everything we can to prevent this from happening. So, here's some of the things to consider. What data do we have? What do you have to do to protect it? What can you do? So really, our responsibility is, everything, loss of privacy, confidentiality, identity theft, monetary theft, the legal consequences when this happens, and the financial ramifications. So we can stop all this from happening just by practicing some best practices with our security. What are some of the data? We've got FERPA data. It's our student records, our financial data. There's a lot of confidential and sensitive information out there. And you probably heard the term PII. You're hearing more of it. That's personally identifiable information. So like your dates of birth, maybe even your 900 numbers, addresses. Those things are used by hackers to impersonate someone, open credit cards, and such. If this does happen, what is the consequences of this? So, recently we've got there's a Panama was hit with an attack. You can kind of see the average cost of the breach is almost $4 million, right? Our district, we've got some money, but I can think that there's probably money better spent, $4 million on our students and not on some hackers that we have to pay to either ransomware or hiring legal consultants or technicians to clean up some hack to our district. Each stolen record's about $141, 4 million. Solano got hit, 1,200 records, and 7,500 records at San Francisco. So this is happening, and it's happening more frequently. We're soft targets for hackers. They know that. They know that usually colleges are understaffed with IT and security. So they come after us pretty hard because they know that they can get in if they need to. Recognizing the threats, we've got malware, kind of a list here. There's insider threats, unwitting insider, someone that kind of is an insider that knows what they're doing and doing it on purpose. And then someone that's inside that, untrusted insider. External threats, we've got fraudulent applications. I know that Gabby's constantly trying to curb the flow of fake applications that come in over the internet. There's business email compromise, social engineering, and we'll go through that a little bit. There's criminal groups that really specialize in this. And, some of them are sponsored by their own countries. So that's scary. Social engineering, this happens a lot where someone calls you, right, says, hey, I'm so-and-so, tries to impersonate, you feel comfortable with them. You might accidentally give them, say, your password or some other pertinent information. So you need to be very careful about, if you get a call or an email, make sure you know where that's coming from, right? Double check. You might get an email and it looks really like it's coming from, one of your managers or someone else. Take that one step to go and call your manager, say, did you send this to me? Can you confirm that? That's going to block it right away, right? So try to, if it seems suspicious, go ahead and do a double check. Here's one of the ways they might try to get in. It's phishing. I'm sure that you've heard of that fake email. They make it look really good, right? It looks like it came from our district or someone that you know. They got the logos, they got the titles. They pretend to be your trustworthy entity. They say, hey, there's something wrong. You need to call us or click on this link and we're going to fix that for you. And at some point, they're going to ask you for sensitive information. And that should be a red flag right away. Why do they need that? Always question why they're asking you these things. They also might have a file attached that you may see or not see in the email. So be very careful where you click in the email, especially if it looks suspicious. There might be some misspellings. Look for those clues. Here's some examples, right? Change your password immediately. Your mailbox is over quota. Your account has been migrated to our new system. Your account has been reactivated. Hey, there's a problem with your billing info. It goes on and on. So I'm sure you've seen some of these. Just kind of keep up that awareness that if you see something looks suspicious, double check it. Farming is another way they're going to try to get in. They'll take over or create a web page that really looks legitimate, and they'll direct it to you. It looks like maybe a site that you've been to before, but it's not really that site. So what you want to do is maybe make sure that you look at the URL, right? So if it says, hey, we're with Google and we're doing this, you look at the URL and it looks like something from China or Russia or something really weird, you should be very concerned at that point that it's probably not what it's saying it is. So look at the URL, see if it makes sense. If it doesn't, get rid of that. Here's an example of one of these fake web pages. Hey, look, Gmail, we've got an issue here. When you look at the URL, I don't think that's probably a Gmail or a Google server or environment. So even though this looks like it's some kind of Gmail, hey, we need your information. Look at this. If that looks like that, or if it doesn't have Google or something that really should be very cautious. So I mean, look for things like that. And I think this is actually something that we captured in the wild, and it looks very convincing. I mean, all of this looks like it should be coming from Gmail. Your only clue is this guy. Spear phishing. So that's when someone actually has done their homework The sender knows your personal details because they've looked you up on the LinkedIn or maybe on your social media sites. They basically build a profile of what they think you are. And then they'll call someone pretending to be that person, knowing that person. Hey, it's so-and-so. Hey, I was at the party last week. I said, they can go through and do that homework, and they're doing this. They pretend to be your friend or mutual friend and, hey, I need you to do something for me, right? So be very cautious. I mean, you need to really double check. If something doesn't seem right, go back, check it out, make sure that it is a legitimate person that's asking you for this, because there's a lot of this spear phishing that's going on now. We all get these calls. Hey, it's Microsoft. I need to get into your computer and help you with that problem you're having. You've been hacked. I guarantee that Google and Microsoft and they will never call you. They're way too busy. Plus, they're only going to call you if you give them $100 an hour to do that. So if you ever get hey, I want to help you. You've got some issues on your computer, just hang up, because there's no tech firm that's ever going to do that for you for free and just call you out of the blue. So, they claim to be an ISP or your computer's infected. You've heard all this. Hey, a malware pops up. Sometimes you'll go to a site that's maybe questionable. Something pops up. Hey, your computer's infected. Click here and we're going to fix it for you. Never do that. I mean, you just back out of every single window, click on nothing, and get out of there as fast as you can. You click on that stuff, it could download a virus, or if it gives you a number to call, hey, call this number. Be very cautious of that. I know that most of you are probably aware of these things, but there's, now and then it is tempting, or you're busy and you see this stuff come across, you're maybe not thinking, and you might accidentally click on something or call the number. So like I said, never call the number. If there's any kind of cold call for tech support, just be very cautious of that. It's never going to happen. And then never, ever give your credentials to anybody. So if you give your login and password to someone, they have keys to the kingdom at this point. They can go in, they can impersonate you, they can get onto our network, those things. So you need to protect your login and password as if it's like your credit card or other personal information. Strong passwords goes without saying. There's usually some bare minimum requirements for most places. We like just kind of, make something like this. I like to eat pizza, exclamation point. That's easy to remember. That's a password. And it's an easy thing to keep going. You've got numbers, you've got special characters in their spaces. So, use some sort of phrase that you are familiar with that you'll remember, and make that your password. Just don't tell anybody. Or write it on a Post-it and stick it on your monitor, because we see that a lot too. So, and also if you're having, there's so many passwords, right? It's hard to keep track of these things, and it's tempting to write it on a Post-it. There's good password managers. I use LastPass. I like LastPass. We also use KeePass. Some of these other ones, a lot of them are free. I would definitely check those out. Makes it easy. It'll track you around your devices, so you don't have to remember your passwords. But I like LastPass. Two-factor authentication. I don't know if probably everyone's used a secure desktop now. That's the little Google authenticator, right? That gives you an extra level of protection. I believe that our district probably will be moving in the direction of two-factor authentication for everything at some point. They're talking about it. They're going to implement it. Other campuses have done that already. Let's see. And then, we just restate it. Never give out your information to anybody. That's your stuff. Cloud services, good idea to keep your data in the cloud, but use our OneDrive. It's free. You should have plenty of room on there. It's something that, with Teams, if anybody went to my Teams talk yesterday, it'll be directly integrated into Teams. Teams is also going to be our new phone system. So it's all going to be in the same ecosystem. So if you put your files into OneDrive, you'll have access to everything. It's protected. You know where it's at. Be wary of things that you haven't really heard of. And they're saying, hey, free cloud storage, put your stuff here. I would definitely use our OneDrive. But other examples are, Dropbox, our OneDrive, and Box.net. Data handling and storage, understand, where the sensitive data is. Be careful where you store the data. Don't leave it on your thumb drive and then leave it in the car and then it falls out, in the Walmart parking lot or something. And now, there's all these student records out there. So you just have to be very careful where you store this. I would keep it, in a secured environment. We do have OnBase now that we're using. That's helped out keeping our records a little bit safer. So we're making adjustments to hopefully keep those documents safe. But we all need your help too, though, because you do have access to some of this information and you can download it. So just be very careful where that ends up. Let's see what else. And, there's still paper around, right? So don't leave stacks of paper of transcripts or something of students. That goes without saying, but it does happen and you forget. And then if you're going to walk away with your computer, just make sure you lock it. On your home computer, it's the same sort of idea, right? Keep your system up to date. Make sure you have anti-malware of some kind on that. Use your firewall, even the one that Windows provides. And once again, don't store access confidential college information on your home computer. The secure desktop helps with that because there's really nothing happening on the local level, so it keeps it all in that environment, and that's the idea of that. Keeps it within our environment. But you need to keep your machine safe because if it gets hacked, they might have access to our systems at that point. So, just as a reminder, it's up to you. You're representing our college at all times. Be a good example. You have trusted information, access to that information. So we need to trust everyone to keep it safe. Like I said, we're soft targets. They're looking to get our data all the time. And it's all of our responsibility. So it's all up to us. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Grant, for all that important information. So we can all use those ideas to keep our computers safe. Okay, so we are getting towards the end of the program. One of the things we like to do is recognize our years of service because we have a lot of employees that have been here for many, many years. So we're going to start with, I got to grab the list, our 5 years. And obviously, we're not going to have everybody come up on stage because many people aren't here. But what we've done is give the pins to your supervisor. And so you can pick them up from your supervisor. So we're going to start with 5 years, and that's Jennifer who's going to name those.
Thank you, Kim. So for our 5 years, we have Heather Aguilar, Barbara Arriaga, Aaron Askar, Kathy Bajorquez, Aaron Brocker, David Carlander, Manuel Cervantes, Adriana Cunningham, Brandon D'Amico, Kelly Denton, Nelson Emery, Kenya Galdames Ramirez, Rubicela Gamboa, Joaquin Garcia, Blair Gilbertson, Jordan Goebel, Rodolfo Gonzalez, Alex Hernandez, Annette Hernandez. Sorry, it was Alex Henderson. I saw Annette's last name. Shirley Irwin, Rachel Johnson. It's more fun when everyone's on stage, right? Have a few more 5 years. Sarah Martinson, Mary McDonough, April Montes, Victoria Nielsen, Damian Pena, Preston Pipel, Paulina Salazar Perez, Neri Santos, T. Scarpine, Leah Silverman Quiros, Sebastian Cheviot, Lupe Vera, Malene Wernes Rude, and Beatrice Zizumbo, 5 years. Next for 10 years, Damian Pena.
All right, let's talk about that 10 years because my 5-year pin looks pretty nice. All right, so 10 years. Congratulations to these pirates. Kevin Bortland. We have Janine Bundy, Colleen Coffey, Nan Dongpeng, Olivia Long, Karina McCoy, Ron Mule, Ann Nelson, Danielle Rodriguez, Celia Shah, Ben Samosa, Yia Vang, Dan Walsh, and Michael Ward. Give a round of applause to our 10-year folk. All right, Kathy Bajorquez, you're up for our 15-year.
Thank you. All right, so for our 15-year individuals, we have Cami Algiers, Michelle Beard, Jennifer Garcia, Andrea Horrigan, Irma Lopez, Martine Martello, and Peter Yee. So congratulations, 15 years.
Okay, I have the privilege of announcing people who have been here for 20 years, a long time. So we have Maureen Jacobs, Victor Lopez, Sandy Melton, yay! Carol Osher, Natani Pringle, and Patty Went. So please give applause for the 20-year. All right, 25 years. So we have Veronica Allen, Lisa, Veronica, Lisa Anderson, Marta de Jesus, and Ava Martin. So give a big round for those. Okay, so these people have me beat. I'm around 28 years, but here we go. And this is your total service at the district, so it might not just be at Ventura College. We have Michael Bowen. We have Michael in the audience. Yoo-hoo! Lucy Campana. I haven't seen Lucy. Bill or William Hendricks. And Lydia Morales. So woohoo! These are all faculty members that have been here a long time. So aren't our students very, very lucky? So over 30 years, we have one person that's at her 35th year, and this is Amy Madsen. So yay for Amy. So I don't know if you remember, but when you get to 35 years, you still get a pin, but it's a P-E-N, not a P-I-N. And we have an individual pin that we'll be giving Amy. So we really appreciate all of her service to Ventura College or the district for all these years. So, okay, so now we're at closing remarks. This has been a really fun day. The energy, even having a few people in the audience does add energy and excitement to the day. When we just did it on our computer last year, it kind of lost some of its sparkle, that energy that we get from each other, that excitement, it's here, it's palpable. And even though we have to wear masks to protect ourselves and each other, it's worth it. It's worth it to each other, to be there for each other. And for some of our students, when we've looked at our students, this isn't some of the data that we put up there, but our students that have not persisted, again, are our low socioeconomic students, our low income, our students of color. They've had to work and not been able to go to school, maybe didn't feel comfortable learning in the online environment, even though our faculty have gone through tons and tons of training and improved our online instruction immensely. It's just not a learning modality that works for everybody. So we'll continue to do what we do best, provide high quality education and access for our students. And I'm really excited for a new school year. We are running a little bit ahead of schedule. Sorry, the mask dropped down. I know no one's really upset. Tom's applauding that we're going to be done early. The problem is, do we have lunches, Andrea? Not yet. So you need to run to the restroom first. And run to the restroom first before you try and grab your lunch. And then I don't know, Dan, are you ready to start early? And then the Academic Senate is going to have their meeting of the whole. So please, faculty, stay. We have plenty of sandwiches. I'm not worried about it. It's a box grab and go. We have like tuna, chicken, turkey, veggie. If you are a vegetarian, grab one of the Mediterranean veggie sandwiches. If you're not, please grab something else. And a few other selection items. So here's Dan, and have food's coming. So maybe you can go to the bathroom quickly. And then those of you who are watching from your offices, please join us as well. But here's Dan Clark for a meeting of the Academic Senate.
More of an announcement. I sent an email out to all faculty. Since this Zoom meeting is a webinar, we can't interact with you. So I sent out a couple emails. Read the most recent one that has the link, and we will start at 11:40. So I'll see you back there.
All right, so then everybody can go grab their lunch. All right, thank you. Welcome to this year.